The hell? Are we live?
Not that I'm aware of, but we could be. Doesn't seem like it. It says it's connecting, but it's like lagging really bad. But I'm worried that it has you as the host, which I don't even know how that happened. Oh, no, my computer is just trying to also update Discord now for some reason. Well, stop doing that. That's horrible. Oh, we are live now. I hear it on here. Yeah, we're live now.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful. Great.
Surprise.
Great.
Well, let's do the freaking thing.
Mhm.
Is it going to do the thing? Oh my god. What's happening? Oh, come on. Uh,
KZMB,
gonna
all
do it.
zombie radio. KZMB, all zombie radio.
That was horrible. I don't even know if it played the whole clip. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Limited Series Lounge. I don't know what's happening. Hello, Lois. Nice to
I
see you. I
definitely
haven't seen
don't
you
know
in a
what's
long time.
happening.
Hello, Marcus.
Marcus.
Also
Hello,
haven't seen you in a
everyone.
long time. Um, okay, we're talking about the series finale of the not series, season finale of it was at the time. Series finale became first season finale. My husband's humping the air next to me. Quit trying to distract me. Of the Jinx. um, episode 6 was entitled "What the Hell Did I Do?" And it aired on March 15th of 2015 with a whopping 0.802 in ratings, which is the highest of the season. I again do not have ratings for season 2. So I have no idea what that season what that yielded ratings wise. But at the time that this came out, and this is why I was shocked that Takeerah didn't know about this. This was like just in the zeitgeist. I knew there was one thing I knew about this show. I knew that Robert Durst had confessed to murder on microphone. That's all I knew. And that he didn't know that he had done it. That was all I knew about the show because this was so heavily talked about at the time. And I can see why now. This is the first time I watched the finale. The ending is insane.
Mhm.
It's absolutely insane. But before we get into that, lest I get too far into this, I'm going to go ahead and, as we've been doing, we've been reading an article at the beginning of each episode. So I'm going to be reading an article from Variety Magazine by Cynthia Littleton. This was published on March 15th of 2015. So like the day that this episode came out. And it's entitled "The Jinx Finale Recap. What the hell did I do? Spoilers."
Lois, I live tweet the Institute.
I'm going to need you to check out the Institute. Okay. I feel like we're going to have to do the Institute.
Yay!
I think we're going to have to. Okay.
And I just read the book, so
Is it a limited series? Is it going to be done after this season?
yeah.
It is? Okay. Well, then it's on this docket. That's for sure. There's also a show coming out on Shudder called Guts and Glory or Guts and Gory, maybe. Anyway, it's a reality TV show that's hosted by my favorite, Greg Nicotero, and it's like a horror reality TV show. So I just spoke to Rachel today, and I was like, "So we're both watching this, right? Like we're both watching this," and I'm kind of considering like maybe discussing that because it looks like it's going to be really fun. It wouldn't be a limited series lounge thing. That would be like on a different day of the week. So I got to figure out logistically if that will even work or if I even have time in my very busy life to do that. But we can add the Institute to the docket. However, Lois, I'm so sorry. We've already decided the next show.
Yeah.
We have. And I apologize. But I was excited to get us into spooky season. So we will be covering Over the Garden Wall, which is currently available on Hulu if you would like to watch along with us. And we will start that with there's like a little pilot short and the first episode I will be watching before next week. Although, nope, I'm now realizing you cannot do that. Okay, next week we have to take a break. I will be out of state for a whirlwind trip for something for my family. My high school that I went to is dedicating their football field to my grandfather who passed
Oh.
who passed in 2020. And so I am really looking forward to going to that. And so I will be gone. That's happening on Friday. So I will not be here.
I will not be in such
So
an amazing place. I'll just be in Salem.
excuse me. Shut your face. Shut your filthy mouth right now. Because that's incredible. Lois, it is a cartoon, so like bear with me. It is a cartoon. But it's kind of like a fun, weird, spooky-ish cartoon, and there's something very retro and nostalgic about it. I cannot describe it without seeing it because it's weird. It is like a weird story. But it's about two brothers who go over the garden wall and into a weird world. And I can't really tell you much more about it. I feel like you just
Is it
have to
like the
experience it.
Secret
But it was really
Garden?
good.
Okay.
No, not at all. Much weirder. Much, much weirder. And like also, it's kind of that element of like, now I'm lost and I don't know how to get
Okay.
home situation, you know? But anyway, it's really good. I really liked it. I was very much into it at this. Now, to be fair, it came out, I feel like it came out around the time Gravity Falls was on. And I was very into Gravity Falls, which I believe Over the Garden Wall had been on Cartoon Network, and Gravity Falls was on Disney Channel. But Gravity Falls was about two twin siblings that go to their great uncle's house for the summer, and he owns a mystery spot, essentially, like the Mystery Museum, and it's kind of just like it's like a really goofy show. But anyway, there's similarities in like that at the time there were these cartoons that were coming out that had a kind of this like weird like I don't what do you call that? Like introductory horror,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's kind of what it was. Lois says, as long as you do the institute, I will patiently wait for you. I promise you, Lois. We will do the institute. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna just say it. We'll do it right after. We'll do it right after Over the Garden Wall because Takeerah's also been pressuring me for that. The gore. Have you seen that?
No, I
I have
haven't either.
not. I have not. Okay, I'm gonna get in. I haven't even heard of it. I'm gonna get into the article and then we'll go back to the episode. And then Lois, at the end, feel free to ask me whatever question you want, and I won't answer it because there's not going to be a lot to talk about for this episode because I don't have new characters to introduce. It's just Robert. All right. Worst person. Okay. The arrest of Robert Durst heightened the
Sorry.
drama surrounding the final surrounding the final installment of HBO's 6-part documentary series, The Jinx, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst, investigating the twisted history of the real estate heir suspected of committing 3 murders. But even without the real life law enforcement action, there was plenty of drama in the closing moments of the 40-minute episode, which shortest episode, I believe. Yeah. Chapter 6, entitled What the Hell Did I Do?, unfolds as a tense cat and mouse game between filmmakers Andrew Jarecki and Mark Smerling and Durst, whose bizarre life story over the past 30 years is truly stranger than fiction. The episode details the filmmakers' efforts to get Durst to sit for a final interview, where they present him with a powerful piece of evidence tying him to the murder of his friend Susan Berman in 2000. The first half of the show shows them going to a forensic document analyst to corroborate a fateful piece of handwriting evidence revealed in last week's episode. But the real Perry Mason moment comes in the closing minutes after Jarecki has put the evidence in front of Durst and the camera watches him squirm. Even after Jarecki presents what appears to be conclusive evidence that Durst wrote the note that tipped off Beverly Hills police to the murder of Berman, which Durst denies, the interview ends with the pair shaking hands as they say goodbye. Another production staffer even offers to wrap up a sandwich for Durst to take with him. which I honestly, okay, I'm gonna interrupt the article. That sandwich moment fried me. Okay, because all I could think of was stealing the sandwich at Wegmans, and it was just, was that like a, were you guys messing with him? Because it felt like it. But as Durst excuses himself to use the bathroom, his microphone is still live and recording. And while mumbling to himself, he appears to acknowledge that he has been trapped by the evidence. There it is. You're caught, Durst says to himself. What a disaster. He continues. He was right. I was wrong. Presumably referring to the advice his lawyer Chip Lewis expressed on camera earlier in the episode, namely that Durst's participation in the Jinx could bring renewed legal scrutiny of the Berman murders and the others. What the hell did I do? Durst says. Killed them all, of course. Durst's comments fall short of an unambiguous confession, but it is clear that the information revealed in the documentary series of the Berman murder on Saturday while he was in New Orleans. According to the New York Times, Jarecki and Smerling began talking to law enforcement officials in 2013, but had to walk a fine line between their journalistic pursuit and the desire to help investigators in the long, cold cases. The Times also reported that Jarecki and Smerling didn't discover that they had the audio recording of Durst rambling, damning comments in the bathroom until 2 years after the interview was conducted. Jarecki's rep said the filmmakers would not comment on the Jinx finale until Monday. Okay, so what a wild ride. And I just want to know, okay, now that you can finally talk about it because you accidentally watched it last week.
Mhm.
But what do you think? Like are you like how did I not know about this? This is absolutely insane. Like what do you think about it?
I 100% was like kind of cursing myself out. Like, what kind of freaking crime junkie are you? I watched that podcast. How the hell did I not know about it? First of all, I I probably cackled through this whole 40-minute episode because
It's fun. I mean, it's got moments.
how do you fall for this twice?
I don't know.
How do you fall for it twice?
I don't
And
know.
the looks on his face as they're like
It's like it takes him a second to put it together, which is
Mhm.
I'm always baffled by that because everyone always comments on how smart he is, but he isn't really that
No.
clued in
Mm.
ever.
Mm-mm. I couldn't believe one that I hadn't heard about any parts of the case besides knowing that his name is famous because he's a psychopath.
Okay.
I
Do you now know what I'm referring to when I say that he's in Kimmy Schmidt and that he dates Lillian? Do you know what I'm talking about?
no.
It's not him. It's like Fred Armisen. But I think it's in like the last season maybe. Cuz obviously when this came out, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt also had come out, okay, on Netflix. And and also that was very much in the zeitgeist. Like everybody loved that show. It was like the new 30 Rock or whatever. Like everybody was like really into it. It was very funny. And in one of the seasons, Lillian ends up dating Bob Durst. And so it just kind of like ties it into like this weird it's so anyway, it's you'll have to go back and watch it now to see because it's weird and it's just like a very much an encapsulated moment of time. But that's all, it's just a pop culture thing that's there.
Sorry, my child's texting me about a headache.
No, it's okay. So so as you can guess, season 2, I don't know very much about it. I don't even really know what happens to Robert Durst. I know ultimately what happens to him in the end, but I don't really know what season 2 is about. I assume that it's about the case that is brought against him. because
so many years later.
yeah, so the second season takes place in 2024. So it's fairly recent. Um and I believe it's April that it finally aired. April and May of 2024. So now granted, it takes a long time to build a case.
Mm-hmm.
And some people can be waiting for their case to be tried for a long time. And don't even get it with me on that, because how is that lawful? But anyway, I don't even want to get into it.
Like, isn't it something in there about a speedy trial?
Yes. And yet, I guess that's all subjective. Now, I don't really care because Bob Durst is a horrible human being. So, whatever, he got what he.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't even know if he's ever found
Right.
guilty. But what is crazy to me is that the only reason he ends up doing this interview with Jarecki, the final interview, is because he goes back to his brother's house and all he does is climb the stoop. Okay, so one, I've held an injunction, protection order against someone.
Me too.
Okay, yours didn't have any language about housing, did it? I don't think mine did. I thought it was about the proximity to me.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yes. No, it did have a property address on
Okay,
it.
did it have property address? Hi,
Yeah.
Durga. Hi. I don't know if mine did because I moved.
If you don't mention, like, oh, they also came to my job or something like that,
Okay.
then it's
So
probably
then
not gonna.
mine was just in proximity to me. So I was shocked that him climbing the stoop was enough
Right.
was enough for him to be arrested, but I was like, okay,
And
I guess.
when I saw the video, I don't even know how many weeks ago now, of like them outside the house, I was like, how's he not locked up?
I was surprised by that. But I was like, okay, well he's on the sidewalk. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
go. Now in the second video that they show, he does climb. He climbs
Mm-hmm.
the stoop. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, it is pathetic looking because he has to hold on to the railing with both hands. It's very sad. He's super frail. And he gets up there and then he just turns around and leaves. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, what a ridiculous arrest. But I get it. I do get it. Cause it's emotional warfare, right? It's showing up even though I can't. It's a whole thing.
I
I
mean, I
get it.
will say, like, so when we went to court, um, we showed up together because I was just going to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they cursed me out. They were like, we will lock you both up right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was told when I got I believe it was even when the TPO was in place. I don't even know if it was when the actual protection order was put in place. But I was told if I contacted him, I was in just as much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that very seriously because I was like, one, I don't want to talk to him anymore. So thank God for that.
Right.
But two, I was like, dude, why if you took out a protection order against someone, would you ever go back and talk to them again if you know full well it could get you arrested?
Right.
I had no desire for that.
My dumb ass was pregnant.
The hormones were raging. So I was really surprised by the arrest. Honestly, I was just kind of taken aback by it, but I was like, okay, that I guess it makes sense for sure. And then I was but then they said what the bail was. $5,000? This man had $35,000 in the trunk of his car when he was on the run. 5,000 is a Kleenex to him.
And I forgot, I meant to look up because part of my brain is telling me they have to just stick to the crime and like whatever
Yeah.
that penalty is.
Yeah.
But then the other part of my brain is telling me if they have to put like a bail on you, it needs to be
It is supposed to match your
right.
income to some
Yeah.
degree, right?
Yeah.
Um it was, yeah, absurd is right, Sturga. Absurd is right. I Yeah, I thought it was wild. I was like, what are we, and then I was like, okay, well maybe it's the fact that one, he's like super frail. Two, maybe it has something to do with the fact that he didn't attempt to go in. Like maybe they
Mm,
lowered it because like the severity wasn't there. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he admitted to killing someone already
mm-hmm.
at this point. So it's kind of wild.
I
I
feel
also want to
like,
talk. Okay,
and
go ahead. Go ahead.
I know, this information can only really come from cop shows, the
Hmm.
little bit that I've watched. But I feel like it had to have been a situation where were sick of his crap and wanted him locked up, and we're sitting in an office trying to figure out how do we get this dummy locked up,
Probably.
and said, "Hey, look at this technicality."
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm guessing what happened is that Doug found out that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably from the security following them around, the filming crew. And then I'm guessing he was probably having like his doorman or whatever like scan the footage, and when they saw it was Bobby, they were like, okay, now we're gonna, this he's now showed up at the office building, he's showed up out, he's
Mm-hmm.
been outside of my house, now he's at my house again. So I think probably at that point Doug was paying a little bit more attention to what Bob was doing, because he knows that people are like looking into Bob, and every time Bob gets like cornered, that's when he hurts somebody. So I'm sure he figured, he was probably next or whatever.
Were there instructions in yours like, oh, if you go to the grocery store, whichever one of you sees the other one first has to leave?
No, it wasn't that specific. I mean, it did say like,
Like an example.
um
Like,
I'm trying to remember the language of mine, because this is going back like 10 years almost. Um and honestly, I don't remember a lot of the surrounding portion, because there was a lot of stuff that happened that led up to this. So I kind of, and there's like that really sticks out of my mind, because like I had to run in a store like from him to like get to the cops, and like I had to hide my phone in my pants, and like it was just like a whole thing that happened. Light kidnapping, I suppose you could call it. But anyway, so because of that, I don't remember a ton about the protection order, because when I went to go file, so the filing was fine. The TPO was no problem. Easy peasy, right? You just go in and you write it up. Like literally anyone can take out a TPO against anyone, which is also terrifying. Don't love that,
I mean,
frankly.
I had to kind of, I don't know how you prove, but I had to kind of prove that like
So,
I was
but for the
afraid for my well-being,
but for the
basically.
TPO, I didn't have to do that. I just had to file the paperwork.
Oh yeah, no, even for the TPO, I had to
Okay.
do that.
So I didn't have to do that. I just had to file the paperwork. Now, in it, I had to give examples as to like why I was filing it, but it's just narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have written anything. But when I went to court, he showed up, and I assumed he wasn't going to, because he hadn't for the previous person who had filed against him. So I assumed he was not going to show up for mine. But he did, and then he entered the courtroom and was trying to speak to me even though the TPO was in place. So I like have a lot of like, I was just like really freaked out. So I don't even know if I actually read it ever. I had several
Mm-hmm.
copies of it. I had a copy of it like in my purse. I had a copy of it in the glove box of my car, and I had a copy of it that I'd given to my boss at work when I was living in Wisconsin. And then even when I moved down to North Carolina, I had another copy made and I gave it to my boss, because like I was so adamant that like no matter where I was, I needed to have it on me. Because, I moved states in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure if they would be able to access it, or if I would be saying that and they'd be like, yeah, right. How can you prove it? Because when I received the paperwork, they said you have to have this on your person at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really all I remember. I don't even remember if I read it. Like maybe, but I was so freaked out and so thankful that it was in place that I just And I moved like 2 weeks later. States, because I was like that desperate to get away. So anyway, enough about me and my crazy life. Moving on. So I don't know, but I know there can be specificities, but like I think it depends too on like, mine was done at a county courthouse. I don't know if yours was done at a city or a county courthouse, but um
My TRO was this. Basically, they had to like call a judge in the middle of the night or something.
oh
So,
wow. No, mine was like scheduled like a week out or something and I had to go to it.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. So the TPO held in place until that court date happened.
Hmm.
Um but anyway, so it varies a lot I think where you are. So I
Yeah.
don't really know. I don't know what that looks like in New York City. I have no idea. Um but yeah, the $5,000 I think took me about
KZMB All Zombie Radio.
uh okay. I don't know what just happened. Hi? Sorry? Were you still live? I don't know what just happened. That was so weird. Anyway, moving on. So I wanted to move on to another portion of this episode because I'm never gonna say his name. I don't care what your name is, you slimy, weird, weaselly dirtbag from the Galveston jury. What is wrong with you? It's not enough that you were on the jury of a high profile crime. You then proceeded to look for your limelight. So you went and did every interview imaginable because you're Weasley. And now you agreed to do this documentary and you swear up and down to the very end that you believe Bobby Durst didn't do anything. And that he's
Idiot.
just, quote, the unluckiest man alive, end quote. You are the worst. You're the worst and your opinion is wrong.
I was like, how did this person get on the jury?
I don't know. It just goes to show like it was a good I'm glad they brought it into the last episode cuz obviously that it's not like they did a second interview with that guy. It's from the
Right.
first interview. But I'm glad they brought it up because it goes to show like how charismatic and how good his lawyers were in that trial. Because we talked about it during that second or third episode, like how crazy it was that the jury found him not guilty,
Hmm.
despite the fact that he admitted to killing the man and also admitted to cutting up the body. But that's how likable he was in that courtroom. That's crazy.
That grosses me out.
But even Jarecki says the same thing. I liked this guy. We've created a relationship.
Hmm.
I mean, he convinced people that he wasn't that bad. Part of it, I think, is like he's small. You know what I mean? Like his frame is small.
Yeah.
He's not like rambunctious or like brash in any way. Like his demeanor is very like meek and mild. He can be kind of visceral in his language, but mostly it's quite I'm gonna call it like intellectual light because I don't think he's actually all that smart, but he does have the benefit of a really good education.
Yeah. I don't know if, maybe because we're watching this as a true crime documentary, I just feel like I don't see what everyone else sees. Like, I can see how people like that juror could like
Mm-hmm.
him,
Yeah.
but like, how can't normal people see through that?
I don't know. I mean, the squinting and stuff was off-putting to me.
Hmm.
But there's like also different levels of that, right? Like they say that people, okay, I'll mention our favorite show, not The Walking Dead. Lie to me. Our other favorite show. But when you think about Lie to Me, they talk about how, like, really the people who pick up on those little tiny, I'm not going to say like I guess micro expressions to some degree, are the people who have been through trauma, typically,
Mm-hmm.
because they know how to recognize it so that they can help to avoid it. Um, I don't think most people have been through that. So I think for them seeing this guy, there's not much about it.
Right.
I I do want to come out and say I'm sorry. I did not get the chicken salad sandwich from Wegmans. I realized it at 6:15, and I was literally watching the episode because I don't know. I forgot today was Friday. I don't. Girl, I went to work. I was at work at 7:15 this morning. I did not take a break. I don't know why. I just worked. I just worked right on through. Then I ended up having to go deal with like it was the last day of the summer program, so a bunch of kids were leaving that I was never going to see again. So I had to go say goodbye to them and their families. And so all of a sudden it was like 4:30 and I was like, I didn't even make the studio. And I still had to drive a half hour to get home. On E, I will add. I did stop for gas, but like it was hairy for a second. And stop making fun of me. Shut up. And anyway, so I don't, he's mocking me in the background. You can't see it, you guys, but I'm being mocked. Um, but I wanted to go pick it up, but I was like, okay, I'll look at Instacart and I'll see if they'll like pick it up for me. And turns out I don't even think the sandwich exists anymore. One, they do still have chicken salad, obviously, but there's not like a chicken salad sub that I saw. They have like a croissant. Now, it did say it was a tarragon chicken salad croissant, and like I'm sure that's bomb. And now I really want one, but it wouldn't have gotten here until literally right now if I had ordered that. And also, I would have paid an arm and a leg for it to be
Yeah.
delivered. So I didn't do it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm driving to Wegmans tomorrow because it sounds really good. It might be worth stealing and being arrested, even though he could have paid for it. It might be worth it.
I think that's the
Maybe.
part that kills me because
The
my
money in the trunk.
SYP is like set up to show me the weirdest crap. Like the
Sure.
weirdest crap comes up. And I'm like, arrested because he stole a chicken sandwich when he had $35,000 in his car. How has this not ever come up on my SYP?
I don't know. Never mine either though. But like I said, like that's what's so weird about this is like at the time it was so into the zeitgeist of pop culture. I mean, for it to be mentioned in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and for him to be a whole side character because of this, like is all very insane. But like that's just what was happening at this time. And I remember, this was like a big deal because this kind of like got kind of like HBO broke into kind of this true crime like documentary stuff because of this, like more so, this like broke it open for him. I felt like wasn't this like didn't this have something to do with Vice? I thought Vice was like tangential to this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just that Vice was out at the same time. So like I said, everything, all of this was like so intertwined in like pop culture at the time because like I can give you points of pop culture based on this alone, which is crazy to me. Like I can tell you, oh yeah, the Jinx season 1. So if that came out in 2015, I guess that's also the year that the first season of Serial was out.
Oh.
Because I remember the people who loved this documentary also always recommending Serial. I guess that's around the time Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt came out because Robert Durst was a side character in that. So like all of this stuff, like why? But it was just so out there what was
It's
happening
also
with
the
this.
year my child was born.
You were busy. This is the only reason you didn't know. You had a baby. You had a baby. That's
I
the only
mean,
reason.
no, actually, when I think about it, I was pregnant with Kiara, which means I was pregnant and homeless. That's why I didn't know.
Girl, you were beyond busy.
Yeah.
You were beyond busy. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, what a wild ride. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad we got to watch it.
This dummy.
And I'm glad it didn't get spoiled for you.
It's so
I'm
crazy. I
so glad it
mean,
didn't get spoiled for
yeah.
you.
And I never like really looked anything up besides where I could watch it at when you mentioned it before. So it really
Mhm.
truly didn't get spoiled.
And I don't know, maybe we'll come back to season 2. I don't really care one way or the other. This was the exciting part that I really wanted to care to see, so I don't really care if we go back for season 2. Now we could, I guess, if people are like, "No, of course you have to watch season 2." Okay, fine, maybe. But there are a lot of other limited series out there that I'd probably rather get to than season 2 of this. So I'm unsure that we'll ever get to it.
I could
But
have recorded
um
my reaction to when he showed him the two.
oh, it's not even his initial face. It's when he finally goes, "Can you tell me which of the 2 you did right and
Oh
which
my.
you didn't?" He gets this like flinch in his like eye, and I was like, "Oh, he knows he's screwed. That's it. He just figured it out. It just clicked for him there." And that's when I was like, "He's not smart. He's not smart." Okay. All right. Now we will go to the chat because that's really all I have to say about this. Lois is saying I meant the gorge,
Oh
which again, I've literally
no!
never
Wait.
heard
That
of.
wait. The gorge.
The movie? Is it a movie? It's
I
a movie.
believe so. I definitely have heard of the gorge.
It's a movie. It just came out this year. It is two pointed to posts in guard towers on opposite sides of a vast and highly classified gorge, protecting the world from a mysterious evil that lurks within.
Mm.
No, I haven't watched it. I'm not opposed to it. We definitely wouldn't cover it on this show. Maybe. Maybe. Um Durga says dancing on the edge, please. I forgot about dancing on the edge. I have to make a wheel. Hold on. We're doing this. Actually, I just need a list. Actually, okay, let me get my life together. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay. I feel like I have a list in my phone still. I do. Of the TV shows for cancellation devastation. I still have that in my phone. Which we have to get back to it at some point, but I don't know. I sent out that message to everybody and then never talked about it again. And that was at Christmas. That was at Christmas of this last year. So yikes. Okay, so let's say, all right, limited series lounge suggestions. All right, we're gonna go with here. Can I just share this with you right away? I'm gonna add you as a collaborator, Kira. Well, if I can find you. That was weird. I just texted you. Why is it not popping up? Okay, there. All right, I just sent it to you. Okay. So we have Dancing on the Edge. Thank you, Durga. Dancing on the Edge. Maid was suggested. What other ones? We talked about a couple other ones. Okay. Oh, the Institute, obviously. The Institute. Okay. The Institute. All right. Now we have decided, it has been decided what we're moving on to next. So, like we mentioned last week, we're moving on to our Over the Garden Wall. We will not be back this next week. I'm so sorry I punked you. I really thought I was going to be. I'm going to be out of town. So we will not reconvene next week on the 20 something, the 22nd. But we will on the 29th, unless Takeerah, you're still gone. Then it'll
No, I'll
just
be
be me.
back.
Okay. So we will be back on the 29th. We are going to cover Over the Garden Wall. And Over the Garden Wall is 10 episodes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That ends on Halloween. And then we can move on to the Institute, because that's been mentioned a couple times. Mainly by Takeerah. But it does look like it'll be good. And Kingdom Hospital was the other one I was supposed to put on here.
Yes.
Because we talked about skipping the Institute and doing Kingdom Hospital instead.
Oh,
But we'll do the Institute, and we'll come back to Kingdom Hospital at some point.
have you heard of The Outsider? It's another
Stay
Stephen
Golden,
King.
Pony Boy?
It's
No.
another Stephen King one.
Not that one. Not The Outsiders.
It came out in 2020. It's on Max. It's one season, 10-episode
Was it
miniseries.
in okay, it was a miniseries. I'm like, was it intended or was it canceled? Because that's like there's a big distinction there, and then we've got
Well,
to like sort
like
it. Got to sort
most
it
Stephen
properly.
King stuff is always pretty limited anyway.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I want to keep it light on the Stephen King on this. I don't want it to become a Stephen King list all of a sudden. But maybe we can come to it eventually. All right. Anyway, that gets us well into next year. So we'll kind of leave it from there. But if you're watching this video and you're like, limited series, I have so many that I love, then you should probably write that down in a comment below, so that I know, and then I'll add it to the list, and Takeerah will also see it because we shared the list. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Over the Garden Wall. It was recommended by someone that randomly came into the live, and I have not seen since. And so I hope you're still watching. I hope you're still watching because you suggested it, and I was like, that's a good idea. And I took it to heart, and you're probably like, yeah, whatever. But I did. I'm advocating for you, whoever you are. I can't remember your username. And plus I really enjoyed it. And it's like kind of spooky enough to do for Halloween because it's fun. So we'll do that. And yeah, and then into the Institute. So we're just going to go heavy and hard into horror here. And I don't know, that we might switch back to true crime, because what a fun ride that is. So anyway, if anything is a limited series, that means intended to be a short limited series or mini series, you can suggest it and maybe we'll cover it.
I'm gonna find some good true crime ones too.
There's a lot of good true crime ones.
And the ones on Netflix seem to be like one, maybe two
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, it depends. I want to stick to the ones that are just a little bit shorter, but unless all of a sudden there's like some big call for us to start doing true crime content. I wish. It probably won't happen, and I have limited time anyway. What am I trying to plan all these shows? I'm going to talk about Wednesday, and I'm going to talk about Guts and Gory, or whatever that show's called, and then I'm also going to talk about whatever we're doing in Limited Series Lounge, and I'm also still trying to talk about Clementine the comic book, even though I don't like it. Because I need to, for the fans. And then also, I've got to get back to doing stuff with Walking Dead. Because pretty quick here, Daryl Dixon season 3 is coming.
Oh, it really will be.
Like so quickly.
Another thing, I thought I was done with live tweeting for now.
No, girl, you're not. You're the one who keeps finding shows to live tweet about.
I know.
Every time you're like, I can take a break, you're like, never mind. I'll pick a different show. And you've been live tweeting the Institute, haven't you? She's already gonna know everything. She already knows everything.
And I read the book right before the season started.
Well, good. I'm glad you can be our expert. I probably need to spend some time this weekend reading the revival comic book, I bought the
I keep
compendium.
forgetting that's a comic book.
Yeah, I bought the compendium so I could be like the expert on the comic books for the show that that I'm doing with Walking Dead, and like I've not. And also we got screeners for the last 2 episodes, and then Dave went on vacation, so like why did we get the screeners? Well, whatever. Thank you, Sci-Fi. Thank you, Sci-Fi, NBC Universal. Thank you. I appreciate you. Durga says, let's take a moment of silence for Found. You know what? That's how we'll end this episode, friends. I loved you being here. Thank you so much. Lois, Marcus, Durga, thank you. We've missed you. We love you. I'm sorry this episode is short, but we'll keep it succinct, just like the episode we just watched. And if you liked any of this at all, even maybe just a little, even if it just like you were like, it's okay, I guess, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I've stalled out now. We're at 126, folks. I stalled. I need your help. Make sure you like this video also. And if you feel so compelled to support the channel, then head over to ko-fi.com/punkybruister, PUNKYBRUISETER, and help fund what goes on here. But it's all right. I'm going to keep doing it either way, I guess, because I'm already hundreds of dollars out. It's fine. It's fine. Do it for fun. Maybe. Why am I so tired all the time? Anyway, we love you. We love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. You sweet, precious angel babies. And okay, we will count down now. Your moment of silence is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm still mad.
Gabrielle!
I'm still mad.
I'm still
Mark
pissed
Paul
off.
deserved better.
This is ridiculous. NBC, if you are watching,
You're not, but if you are, I mean, you just gave me
we are
me
angry.
screeners. You just gave me screeners for other stuff.
We are angry.
We want it back, or at least
Bridget is less angry because she has screeners for other stuff.
I do,
But we're still angry.
Like, give us at least like a better ending.
Yeah,
Just give us a better ending at the very least. You know what? I'll take a 5-episode miniseries. Wrap it up proper.
People have to die, though.
Yeah, for real. Why are you guys such wusses about it? Just kill
like if
them.
you had let people die, maybe the show would still be on now.
Kill off the characters. It's not that serious. SVU does it all the time.
All the time.
Just saying. They're taking you to jail. Taking you to prison. Where you'll be locked up. All right. Anyway, guys, we love you so much. We will not see you back next week. Remember, don't show up. We won't be here, but we will be on the 29th of August at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And if you follow me on the socials, you'll be seeing pictures from Salem,
which is very fun. I'm very jealous, and I'm going to unfollow her because I don't even want to look at it. So I'm mad. You better not buy me a crystal or anything. I don't want any of that crap from there. If you give me a souvenir, it better be something good. All right. We love you guys. Bye.